Welcome to the BYP Response videos. Steve Greer, just yesterday in an interview that would make it November 19th, 2024, shows 3 alien photographs and talks about them. No, I mean the alien bodies. And that is what I want to respond to here tonight on BYP Responds. Let's take a look at what's going on.
So I think the biggest thing was Mexico's Congress had a UFO hearing, and they pulled out what they say was a 1,000-year-old alien corpse. Is this a real corpse? Or, because from what I read, they're saying this is really just like a skull of a llama pieced together with some other various animal human bones to make it look like something. A lot of it's not even symmetrical, like the left and right arm bones don't match and so forth. So is there any reality in this at all?
Honestly, I've known about that for about 6 or 7 years. It's not new. We have never been given access to the material and been able to do genetic studies on it. And without a very sophisticated a series of genetic studies for what's called ancient DNA, old DNA that's not fresh and living, which is its own specialty, by the way. Very few places can do it in the world. You're not going to know what that is. And so on the one hand, I can't deny it, but I certainly have no evidence as to what it actually is.
Okay, so that looks remarkably like Steven Spielberg's E.T. home with his glowing finger. Now, I can understand and I can appreciate that there's a lot of Steve Greer fans in the world. He's perhaps one of the most popular UAP researchers. And of course, he is hitting hard for government transparency and let's get the truth out, etc., etc. I get that. I understand that there are people on both sides of the fence with Steve Greer. Now, I'm a student of the UAP UFO. In fact, before I give my commentary on the photos, I got my 4th book. I only showed 3 yesterday. I got my 4th. My good friend, I consider him a friend, even though he doesn't know me from Adam. I know him well by watching so many of his videos. Richard Dolan, UFO for the 21st Century Mind. I got the 2nd updated edition. And I mean, the thing is over 500 pages. I'm looking very forward to reading this book and trying to get Richard on my show so that we can talk about his book. They say it's a great book for beginners. I'm not a beginner with the UFO materials, but I am a beginner podcaster discussing the governmental information and the various offices and the modern day players of the UFOs. And I am studying nonstop constantly, and it is fascinating, and it's a boatload of fun, and I am so enjoying my interaction with you, my audience. Welcome to all you new subscribers. I'm getting a lot of new subscribers, which I greatly appreciate. I appreciate your support and your enthusiasm and encouragement. I try to shoot straight. I don't want to be one of those wild off in the right far field nut jobs. I want to know the truth, and so I attempt as best I can to keep up with the news, to be credible, and to try to give analysis of either the philosophy, the history, the the politics, the government, the military-industrial complex, etc., the experiencers, etc., the books, the videos. I can appreciate that Greer is trying to be careful. But seriously, let's go back to this. That is not the remains of anything. Come on. I can appreciate that some care has to be taken. You're trying to be scientific. The anatomy on this is absolutely absurd. Seriously. There's no way. This looks like a mud sculpture. It is suspiciously like Steven Spielberg's E.T. Call Home. I just don't buy it. Steve Greer would have done his career better if he'd have just said, oh, hell no, that thing's fake as obviously as can be. You don't need to study it for its genetics. It looks like either clay or mud that's been spray painted. Sincerely, I'm not trying to be mean-spirited, or I'm not trying to be cantankerous or, contradictory to a much greater ufologist, Steve Greer, than I am. I admit that openly, but come on. Let's keep watching.
2 actual ETs that were present at a CE5 contact event. If you're at Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind, you can see the film on Amazon Prime or Tubi. And so it's not on a Ring camera, it's on my iPhones. So this is one. And, he, very triangular shaped head, almost like a beak-like face. It was at an event we did out in the Arizona desert a couple years ago. There were about 30 witnesses to this.
All right, I'm going to stop it here again. Come on. He's saying this was a live event. He's saying they took this picture live. The ET showed up at this gathering, and he took a picture on his phone. And obviously it's dark and it's fuzzy and it's out of focus. And he looks like he's really, really close to it. And it looks like it's got some kind of a shirt on. And the triangular head, there are no distinguishing features here. Don't castigate me when I say I am 100% skeptical based on that photograph. Now, I'm not against the UAPs being real. I'm really not. I'm not against the idea that there actually may be in possession of somebody alien bodies, dead and maybe even alive. I've heard reports and rumors that they are actually trying to communicate with a living alien through studying telepathy and all that, because it doesn't have a mouth and so it can't talk. Okay, now that is wild, and I'm being mild. This, no. You got to do better. Yeah. I am just not impressed. I'm sorry if that offends you Steve Greer fans, but damn, this doesn't help his cause. This is not impressive. And let's go look at his third one real quick. I'm not even going to, well, let's hear what else he says about it.
This photograph was taken with a really good Nikon camera by David Marconi, who wrote the screenplay for Enemy of the State.
Oh, okay. So I'm wrong. It wasn't, he apparently took a picture of a photograph that was taken, but the ET is clothed. That looked like clothing, and the head is like a misshapen pumpkin and all that. And he's, let's keep going.
And it was during a reconnaissance and contact event we were doing there in the desert up above Tucson, up at about 4,000 or 5,000 feet. And it was a very unusual series of events happened. We have another one. I don't know if I have that one on my phone. That happened at Joshua Tree National Park about, 15 years ago. And quite spectacular. Everyone saw. And
yeah, there it is. Everyone saw.
So a person took a picture of it. Now, this was under low light conditions, but it's very clear what it is. And
very clear what it is. Are you kidding me, man? Look, I am not trying to disparage Steve Greer here. You fans who are Steve Greer fans, you got to be kidding me. With that, I'll tell you what, if Danny Sheehan showed that, you would crucify him. If Lou Elizondo showed this, you would freaking crucify him. You would never let him sleep at night. You all would start YouTube channels and you would mock him mercilessly for the rest of his bloody life. If he showed something like that, how does Steve Greer get away with this? How does he have fans with this tripe? I'm sorry if I'm offending you. I sincerely am. But this don't cut the shit. This is not acceptable as evidence. Nobody would accept this. Nobody. So why is Steve Greer? You know, this is part of the difficulty of being in this field. This is what gives all the rest of us the context of, oh no, you're in a conspiracy theory now, Shirts? Are you becoming a nut job? Hell no, I am not becoming a nut job. I do not accept that kind of horrible evidence. I'm here to state it categorically. I don't accept those pictures. None of them. I don't even have to see any tests given to them. Those are not real. And I know I'm getting emphatic, and people really hate it when I get emphatic and all that. Well, you don't really know that they're fake. I know they're fake. I will go on record. Quote me. Quote me. I'm willing to put my neck on the line and say, those are fake. And if later there's some kind of an evidence that the ETs wear a human-like looking cloak and, does have a triangle-shaped pumpkin-looking head, then I'll eat crow. But this, it's clearly what it is. There's nothing clear about this, about what it is. It could be a weird virus under magnification, for crying out loud. Come on. It's fuzzy. It's distorted. It's goofy looking. Do ETs really move like that? So that's my BYP response. Please don't be angry at me, you Steve Greer fans. But haven't you got something better? Now, this was just shown yesterday. The video already has, in just a mere couple of hours or so, in one day, it has 100,000 views. One of those are mine. And at least one of those views says, not a chance. I don't accept the authenticity of any of those. None whatsoever. There's not even any reason to hesitate when I declare that. So just so you know, that's my response. And we have to do better. We have to do better. That's the bottom line. So thanks for watching my BYP Responds videos. I will be back with more as I get it. In the meantime, you guys have a great evening, and thanks for watching. Appreciate all your support, enthusiasm, friendship, sharing of information. I do try to read the comments and respond as I can. Please don't be offended or personally take offense if I don't get to your comment immediately like I do some of them, okay? I do try to respond as much as I can. So, and I do appreciate all of you. I do. This is a great deal of fun for me. I enjoy doing this immensely. Through the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I just showed you the bad and the ugly tonight. Yes, you're welcome.